Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for an informative and exciting CLIA Global Cruise Line webinar with Princess Cruises. My name is Johanna de Guzman. I'm the Manager of Industry Relations for North American Travel Trade Membership here at CLIA, and I'm going to quickly go through some housekeeping before introducing our presenter. The webinar will run for about 45 to 50 minutes with time for questions at the end. Please feel free to type your questions into the questions module of the webinar, and we will get to them at the conclusion of the presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be posted on CLIA's YouTube channel, CLIA Global. It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Carmen Roy. A 40-plus year veteran of the cruise industry, Carmen Roy joined Princess Cruises as Vice President of Sales in March of 2022. In this capacity, she oversees the cruise line's trade relationships, business development teams, and also serves as the authority across all sales modalities, including web, contact centers, and onboard. In addition, Carmen brings new and innovative products and services to the trade that will enhance trade earning potential and expand Princess brand consumer demand. Over the years, Carmen has been recognized as a leader in the industry, constantly moving forward with innovation and an unyielding commitment to the travel advisor community. And with that, take it away, Carmen.
Well, thank you, Joe, and greetings to our valued travel partners. It's Carmen Roy, VP of Sales for Princess Cruises. What a wonderful introduction, and I'm so happy to be here with all of you on this, which is Love Week. So I don't know about you, but Love Week is synonymous with Princess Cruises. So I know it's Valentine's Day, and us at Princess, we say love is not about just one day or 1 month. Love is year-round. And boy, are we celebrating. So that is a picture of my family on the left-hand side that was taken recently on our New Year's cruise on the Caribbean, Princess. It was phenomenal, 11 days out of Fort Lauderdale. It's the only time I can get my kids all dressed up. What an amazing cruise. It truly was a great experience. So I just want to talk about, and that's what our focus is going to be on this webinar, is really, what we call our home port strategy. So let's take it away and talk about why a home port strategy. So first of all, I think all of you know, it's an amazing thing. At Princess, we are all about love. And by the way, when we say love, we're not talking just of the romantic type, right? A love of everything. So love of wine, right? Love of food, love of family, love of destinations. What is it that you love? And at Princess, we will serve that up. So I always say, and I think Joe just said it, a 40-year veteran. Ooh, I just celebrated my 43rd year on January 31st, and I love this industry now more than ever before. I mean, I have a passion for it. And when I started, ironically, it was because of the Love Boat, which is Princess put everybody on the map. I think you all know that, with the iconic show that talked about this great company. And I live in Miami, so I get to see Port Miami, and it was just a perfect experience and a perfect marriage of passion, right? So I was in high school, decided to get into this, and it turned into a career. And I got to tell you, of all of the brands, and I started at Carnival, of all of the brands of the incredible Carnival Corp family, Princess was the only one I had not sailed on or sold. So to me, it's like the stars and the moon aligning, and it's like I am home, and this is a full circle. So truly appreciate the opportunity to really talk about not just Princess, but why these home ports, what are the strategies? So why choose a Princess cruise? And I think all of you know, and I did the intro with the Love Boat because that was, they really pretty much put that Mexican Riviera cruise, that was Princess, out of LA. We're a born company out of LA. And as you know, we have offices in LA, but we also have offices in Fort Lauderdale that many of you might not be aware of. So many of our ships, and we're going to talk about those ports, but we also have If you're not aware, obviously, San Francisco, Seattle, to Vancouver. And so we're going to talk about some of the new home ports that we have introduced or that we will be introducing this year, but also, like, if you know, you'll see it soon. You know, we also go, besides Fort Lauderdale and New York, we have Quebec. But we're going to talk about the additional one. So back for a third season, absolutely love this ability to have Galveston in the mix. It's our third season. We brought in a bigger ship. It is seasonal, so we'll talk about some of the itineraries and voyages there. We'll talk about not just 24, but also 25. And then an addition this year as well, which is very exciting, new for 24. So Galveston, we've been in for 3 seasons, but new for 2024, we will have Port Canaveral, and we will also have Boston. So all of my folks up in the Northeast, you know, most cruise lines will always say their biggest sourcing market is Florida, and then it's New York, and then it's everywhere else. Because we're a brand that was born in LA, right? It's really, really exciting to understand that truly the #1 sourcing market for us continues to be California. Then it's Florida, and then it's the Northeast. So the Northeast, we need to start engaging all of you. New for 24, we've got Boston. And then in Florida, I love the fact that we are out of Port Canaveral because, you know, if you think about Port Canaveral and specifically North America and Princess Home Ports, we are a premium cruise experience, right? So the reason we went to the strategy is very simple. It's feedback from you, our very valued travel partners, but also our guests. Our guests saying they love the idea of home port strategies because of the convenience, right, of access from their own backyard. Great for those who want to drive and sail. And really, when you think of a cruise vacation, it's far more value than a land-based vacation, right? So I know we're not the only game in town, but we also think it's worth a reminder that there aren't many other cruise lines offering this premium cruise experience with all that we offer: upscale dining, world-class entertainment, indulgent relaxation options. And then, dare I say, even though we continue to be the destination leader, because we are visiting more than 330 destinations worldwide, really offering countless choices, right? But today's webinar will feature our new strategy with home ports. I mean, you all know you cannot pass up the opportunity to sail with the original Love Boat. We put modern cruising on the map. I believe it's our heritage. This iconic brand is still all about love. And as I mentioned, not just romance, but love of travel, adventure, relaxation, fine wines, which I absolutely love our Camus partnership, fine dining, and just simply the love of spending time together. So when I think of these home ports and this strategy, you know, all of these new home ports, we're going to talk about some of the itineraries, absolutely. You know, but Florida's Port Canaveral has been named the best U.S. home port for 2023 in the annual Cruise Hive Award. So it's the 4th consecutive year. So it made absolute sense for us to look at Port Canaveral and bring in the Caribbean Princess later this year in the fall, in November. So absolutely exciting with Caribbean voyages. Think about saying November through April, over 20 departures, both the Eastern and Western Caribbean. So it'll be the Caribbean Princess this season in 24, and then in 25, 26, we'll have the Sky Princess. And I just want to focus, obviously, we know these key drive markets all over Florida. So whether you're in the West Coast, East Coast, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, absolutely amazing. Port Canaveral is an exciting, up and coming, and dare I say, 4 to 14 days. Why I focus on that? Most travel partners that I talk to continue to think that Princess is a brand that's longer duration cruises. Mind you, we have a lot of our voyages that you can pretty much do segments and tie them in to do back-to-back voyages and extended voyages, but we have as little as 4-day voyages as well. So I think it's critical to share that. So I'll talk about some of these because, as we all know, in Port Canaveral, you've got Orlando right there. What's Orlando known? You know it, it's Mickey Mouse land, right? So great amount, and I still continue to talk about, you know, our industry still is in its infancy, cruising, compared to land-based vacations. And if you look at these destinations like Orlando, like Las Vegas, you know, you look at the land-based vacations and the amount of millions of guests that they really have every year. we're still scratching the surface. So for us, this 6-day Eastern Caribbean with Turks and Caicos, again, round trip Port Canaveral so they can drive, or easy and affordable airlift into Orlando, okay? Obviously a popular port of Grand Turk. And on this 6-day itinerary, I highly recommend, if your guests are going, especially if they're looking at bringing families, do the day before in Orlando and see the theme parks, right? Now, we also have an 8-day Western Caribbean with Mexico. Again, you'll see the theme. It's all about home ports. Round trip Port Canaveral, exploring the Mayan ruins of Cozumel, right? Absolutely gorgeous. So you're going to get Costa Maya and Belize on one cruise. So look at that incredible experience. And again, more exotic. They've done that Eastern Caribbean. But if they haven't, we will offer an 8-day Eastern Caribbean voyage with St. Thomas. Now, the voyage I was just on out of Fort Lauderdale for the New Year's holiday did have St. Thomas. And I look at Magens Bay. I mean, that is a staple when you think of Caribbean experiences or cruise experiences. I have pictures of my kids on Magens Bay with their little swim wings. You know, that's adorable. And we just went this past December. So now I have the before and after and the updated all grown up features of the 23rd and the 27-year-old. It is still pristine. It is still one of the most gorgeous beaches, right? And so top rated beaches like Magens Bay and Trunk Bay in St. Thomas, but we also feature obviously Grand Turk, which is really exciting. San Juan, Puerto Rico, which I was just there in December as well. Talk about cultural immersion, really exciting. And to visit the fort, absolutely beautiful. And then St. Martin. Everybody loves St. Martin, whether it's the French side, the Dutch side. There's so much to do and so many options. So again, from Port Canaveral, easy drive markets. We're going to shift over to Galveston. Where are my Texans? I get this all the time when I'm traveling the world and traveling the country. You want to ship year round. I hear you loud and clear. I want nothing more to serve that up. I never say no, by the way. I always say everything is under advisement. However, how do we achieve that? Really making sure that the voyages that we have, both in 24, 25, and then the Regal Princess, by the way, which is a 50% capacity increase, okay? So we gave you a bigger ship, Texas, with your drive markets, all of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, I mean, you name it, we're giving you the central part of the country. And again, over 20 departures. We're in the midst of it now. As a matter of fact, these Galveston voyages are completely sold out. You can tell we're in spring break. 20 departures on Regal Princess, absolutely gorgeous ship, and she will be back again 4 to 11 days. One of the things we've done with our home port strategy is offer options. This is what a premium client wants. They want to know they have options. So we're giving them the Eastern, Western, and Southern Caribbean. So when we do the 6-day Western, again, round trip Galveston, Regal Princess, you know, think about exotic. You've got a client. It's really about qualifying. What is it that they want? So when you think of, you know, the wildlife, you know, the massive iguana farm in Roatan, that is not where you're going to find Carmen Roy. I can tell you right now. That's why I live on the 49th floor. I have no insects, no bugs. When I had my house, we had iguanas in the back. But there is a brand experience for everybody. So just imagine if they do Roatan, very exciting, with Mahogany Bay, Cozumel, and again, Costa Maya, all from Galveston, offering different options. Then we have the 7-day. You know, I kind of think this is really cool. This is Western Caribbean. You also have, again, Tulum, one of the last great Mayan cities built between the 13th and 15th century. I'll tell you, when I've been there, it is just amazing. There's so much history. And by the way, it is not for the faint of heart because there is a lot of walking as you see the ruins, but it's, again, very exciting. And our guests absolutely love it. And we have short excursions that get you there. We do Cozumel, Belize City, and again, Roatan. So a lot of options. And then we go to the 8-day Western Caribbean, again, the Belize Barrier Reef. This is, you know, if you do not know, it's the second largest coral reef system in the world, and it is a UNESCO site. So I pause when I say UNESCO, because one of the things that our guests love, you have collectors, right? I don't know about you. I am a collector of incredible beach experiences. Like I love St. Bart's, you name it, I'm gonna seek it out because I go on vacation and relax. As a matter of fact, sea days are my favorite. Not everybody's like that. There are folks who like to go to the Med and do a lot of heavy exploration, and they don't want sea days. They want, you know, an intensive itinerary. But then we also have collectors that do UNESCO sites. So we really kind of weave, our deployment geniuses, I call them really the masters of deployment, do a great job, okay? Absolutely great job of including UNESCO sites for those collectors. So this one is an 8-day Western, again, round trip Galveston, Cozumel, Costa Maya, Roatan that we talked about, and then Belize. So again, an opportunity to, visit this barrier reef and also check off that list with the UNESCO site. Now we're shifting to Fort Lauderdale. I am still in awe. So I think Joe mentioned it at the top of the webinar in the introduction. And thank you, Joe. I really appreciate the introduction, but also working with you, right? Because I know we have Cruise 360 coming up. Very excited to be there again this year in Fort Lauderdale. So Fort Lauderdale has been a home port for us. And every time I go out and I remind everybody, yes, we started in California and have a beautiful visibility there. But we have offices right there, folks, on that causeway, 17th Street Causeway. You cannot miss the beautiful Sea Witch on our building on your way to Port Everglades. So we have year-round sailings, over 120 departures to the Caribbean and the Panama Canal. And again, 5 to 20-day voyages, short voyages to even longer voyages. Now, key drive markets, all of Florida and Georgia. But even better, from a airlift, and I gotta tell you, air is super expensive. I don't know about you, I'm flying to LA tomorrow to board the beautiful Discovery Princess on Thursday. I know I'm not gonna be home for Valentine's Day, but guess what? The Royal Residence doesn't do kind of like Princess. We do love year round, not just one day or 1 month. So everybody's gonna be okay without mom. Actually, they'll probably celebrate more love without me. But here's the exciting part of Fort Lauderdale. The new Sun Princess, which we're going to talk about a little later in the webinar. I'm going to get a little more in depth with this new ship on our fleet. We currently have 15 ships in our fleet. Sun will be 16. Very excited. She'll be followed by Star, ship number 17. And those two, Sun and Star, are what we call Spear class. So more to come on that. But think of all the other. We have Caribbean Princess, which I mentioned, which is where I and my wonderful family vacationed for New Year's. Emerald, Enchanted, Island Princess, Majestic, Ruby, Sapphire, and Sky Princess. We have so many options from Fort Lauderdale and the airlifts. So you can get, if they don't want to drive, they can fly into Fort Lauderdale, really easy airport to navigate, or Miami, my own backyard. It's about a 45-minute drive from Miami, 45, 50, depending on traffic. Very, very easy. And of course, we do pre and post, if they need to get transfers, we have those as an option for you as well. So let's talk about some of these itineraries. 7-day Eastern Caribbean with St. Thomas. Again, the one I was on was 11 days, so a little bit more. I'll show you a 10-day that actually kind of lines up with the experience I had on my holiday. But this is a quick 7-day Eastern with St. Thomas. Again, very exciting to have St. Thomas, but also Princess Key. So I know it's all the rave. Everybody's talking about their private islands, ladies and gentlemen. We've had Princess Key for over 2 decades. Super fun. Those are adorable cabanas. I actually hired one for a day for the whole family. It was spectacular. We just sat there and were waited on and had a wonderful, actually we had about 4 of them because we had a family kind of reunion. There was 18 of us. So again, top rated beaches like Magens Bay and Trunk Bay on St. John's, really cool. And it gives you San Juan. I love private islands because it's just our incredible guests there. So it's just the shipboard teams on board waiting on you, and it's absolutely exciting. We also do a 7-day Western Caribbean. Again, see the theme. We want to offer plenty of options to your clients. They might have done Eastern, but they want to do Western out of Fort Lauderdale. We're not the kind of brand, again, we're a premium cruise experience, right? The original Love Boat, we want to make sure we have a lot of options. So if folks we're not going to say, okay, we're in Fort Lauderdale, it's always going to be 7-day Eastern, it's always going to be a Saturday. That's not how we do our deployments. We really want to make sure we have a lot of options. But the Sun Princess, our newest ship, will be doing these itineraries actually starting October 11th. She'll be here for a quick, we did a Sell 3 Sails Sun incentive. Very excited about that because that'll be a non-revenue cruise. And then we actually start on October 14th with our revenue of 5-day revenue cruise. But these, again, we'll do the Cozumel, Costa Maya, and Belize on one cruise. So a lot of destination. So this one's a 10-day Southern Caribbean. I did it in 11 days, but this is a 10-day cruise. Again, Princess Key, our private island, absolutely fabulous. Then you get We have Enchanted and Emerald Princess doing these round trip 10-day voyages, okay? And Southern Caribbean with Martinique, so really cool. And Dominica, which by the way, Dominica, it's like potato, tomato, tomato, it doesn't matter how you want to pronounce it. It has a UNESCO site, absolutely incredible. And that sounds so French, right? Montois, Patins National Park, again, for the collectors. And then of course, not to be missed, okay, you've got Martinique, you got Antigua, gorgeous. St. Lucia, oh my God, absolutely exciting. And we've talked St. Thomas, and again, Princess Keys. So very exciting, very picturesque, really traditional, deeper Southern Caribbean experience. That's why it takes a little longer, 10 days, but absolutely so well worth it. You can always tag on and stay in Fort Lauderdale pre or post. And if people want to drive up to Orlando, they can do that as well, by the way. It's not that big of a drive. I think it's 3.5 hours. I should know because I've done that drive from Miami so many times. My daughter graduated May of last year from UCF, which is in Central Florida. It's right there in Orlando. Now, this is pretty amazing, right? It's a 14-day Caribbean circle. So this is for those clients really that want to do something different, maybe a little bit off the beaten path, but they also get Aruba and Curacao. I mean, round trip Fort Lauderdale, again, airlifts, folks. And how do I sell this 14-day? Let me give you a sales tip. Actually, I do that for all of our cruises. The cost of air is astronomical, right? It's probably one of the biggest pain points, and we do not control, okay? We do not control the airlines, folks. We just don't. I wish we did, but we don't. Therefore, we can't control price points. And I know you know, you're travel professionals, you do this all the time. You probably have that same angst and difficulty when you're pricing out air. But how I get this 14-day to really be reasonable is we amortize the airfare. They're going for 14 days. Divide that airfare round trip by 14, and it pays to do a longer cruise, right? So we're offering this on Enchanted and Majestic. Again, look at this incredible itinerary. St. Martin, St. Kitts, if you haven't been to St. Kitts, real exotic, absolutely love it. St. Lucia, Barbados, which I love. Trinidad, if you haven't been there, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Curacao, okay, so we have a visit to Willemstad. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Again, this is checking off all of the boxes, by the way. And then Aruba. I'm going to start, I wish I could sing because I could do the incredible Aruba. Yeah, you know it. You know it. I think it's the Beach Boys that sing that. Absolutely incredible itinerary for those that are collectors of several things. And the late night call in Curacao definitely is a real exciting one. And then 12-day Panama Canal. Okay, so this one has Costa Rica and the Caribbean. So it's round trip Fort Lauderdale. I did this cruise in 10 days, by the way. Didn't transit all the way in the Panama Canal. We did like a Toon Lake and the new locks, and it was really cool. I did it on Caribbean Princess as well. That was in 22. So this is really a great itinerary. So not only are they doing Grand Cayman, so you know the Cayman Islands, great beaches. That beach is spectacular with that white sandy beach, right? Gorgeous. But the shopping in Grand Cayman, I mean, it is exotic, European, phenomenal shopping, incredible culture. Stingray, so you want some adventure, they can do this, you know, swimming with the stingrays. We do that, and we have all sorts of excursions. But think about Costa Rica. So Costa Rica also is Pura Vida or Limon. Talk about, oh my God, watching all of that kind of nature that is there. And obviously we talk about the excitement of the Panama Canal and having that as an experience, right? So we do that from Colón. We also do Cartagena, Colombia. So you get to see, so the walled old city of Cartagena is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So this is incredible. And dare I say, Bonaire. So Bonaire, you know, you see the ABC Islands, right? You got Aruba, Bonaire, and we're not doing Curacao on this one, but Bonaire is an interesting port of call. And why it's interesting, this island is so unique. Big for diving. So if you have any clients that are absolute collectors, not just of UNESCO, but they love to dive, I mean, Bonaire in and of itself is a huge dive capital. People go there for that. I happen to have been in Bonaire, I'm gonna say it's 31 years in March, for our honeymoon. We were on the beautiful Seabourn, one of our sister brands, and Bonaire was one of the ports of call. We actually flew to Bonaire because we got married on a Saturday, and the ship, Seabourn Pride, the old version Pride, was going out of Fort Lauderdale. And so we missed the first few days of the cruise, but we met up in Bonaire, and I was just taken aback how whimsical, beautiful, but also adventurous. I'm not a diver, but if you have clients that like to dive, this is a must-have itinerary to check off of their list. Absolutely gorgeous. So now we're going to shift to Boston, to our northeastern itinerary. It's really cool. This is new for us, okay? Very, very cool. So you're going to see on Emerald Princess this year in 24, and then Majestic Princess in 25. We'll be doing Canada and New England, which is expected. There's over 10 departures, 7 to 17 days. So we're going to get into the itineraries. Key drive markets, my Northeasterners, you know, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, where I have lots to pick from. But flying into Boston round trip as well, great, great airlift. So I highly recommend this. Is super cool. So this new home port of Boston gives us this great experience of 7-day Canada and New England. So if you think about round trip Boston with the Emerald Princess, and we also have these sailings available 7 days out of New York. So you have options. If you want to drive into New York versus Boston, or fly into New York versus Boston, we're giving you these options for your clients. So it's absolutely a gorgeous itinerary, as you see with Prince Edward Island, you know, gorgeous Sydney, Nova Scotia with Halifax, absolutely gorgeous experience. And Canada, New England is just a beautiful destination. And then again, round trip from Boston, a 70-day Greenland and Canada. So this is, by the way, we also have an 18-day voyage, which is available round trip New York that visits 4 ports in Greenland. So this is one of these collectors, right? We do have clients that have cruised it all, they've done it all, and they want to do something different. So this really marries a totally experience of Greenland. This is one destination I've never been to. Absolutely picturesque, and all I can tell you is it is definitely on my list. We don't do bucket lists here at Princess. We do life lists because it's all about living. So super excited with this itinerary. Again, out of Boston or New York, 17 days. There are collectors of this, right? Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous itinerary. So definitely, and with St. John's as well. So then we switch to New York. So here we're sailing from June to October, over 15 departures. Again, we have that option of Canada, New England, and the Greenland voyage, 7 to 18 days. And this is on Island Princess and Enchanted Princess. Same, you know, drive markets, but we're actually adding on Pennsylvania here, right? Really cool. And I got to pause because if you've never sailed from New York City, and I love Port Miami, don't misunderstand me, it's my home. I'm so Miami and I bleed Miami, but I will tell you, sailing out of New York is one of those epic experiences. I get verklempt when I talk about it because when you go by the Statue of Liberty, I mean, I'm telling you, I'm getting emotional even talking about it. And you got to serve this up to your clients because this is a once in a lifetime experience. I've sailed out of New York many times and it's still, I'm in awe, number one. But number two, I still get goosebumps. My heart just pounds. It is such an exciting sail away, both from an embarkation and coming back. It's just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So I highly recommend you do this out of your consideration when you're presenting all sorts of offers. So new itineraries for 24. Why 10 and 11-day American Heritage? This is super exciting. So it's round trip New York, June sailings on Island Princess. And we're doing a maiden call. So you saw a lot of UNESCO sites, but they're also collectors of maiden calls. And our deployment team, they are marvelous. They want to do really creative itineraries and deployment. And again, from a home port strategy, which is what today's webinar is about, really opening up North America, but mostly our incredible home port strategies and how we're weaving in really unique UNESCO, but also maiden calls. And this one's to Norfolk or Yorktown, right? For Colonial, Williamsburg, Jamestown. So I got to tell you, 10 and 11 days in June. So just think about kids are out of school, their summer vacation. Talk about immersion in heritage, right? The history. It is, you know, just incredible. So I highly recommend, I'll tell you, I wish my kids were still in school because I would love to have flown in, gone into New York, have that scenic, historic sail away, get the kids to do this incredible American Heritage voyage, right? Really immersing themselves in the history of our country. But moreover, when they start school in the fall and they get asked, what did you do last summer? Would this not be a life list, not just for kids? By the way, I did a webinar on family cruising on Princess because I still think it's the best kept secret. We really are. You know, we don't say we're a kid brand, even though we have, you know, our beautiful sister brand Carnival, all about fun. They really focus on kids, but we have the most incredible kids programs of all ages. And you know, we're doing these wave offers with third and fourth guest free, so kids as well included in that. So I just love all of that. And I do my own webinar series. It's called Connect with Princess. I do it every 2 weeks. It's every other Thursday. I do it with Marsha Patrick, our director of sales in the Western region. She is like a walking Google of everything Princess, right? She's been here 27 years. So absolutely phenomenal. I highly recommend you get on the webinars, but family cruising, this is the perfect itinerary. Then we're going to shift to where we were born, LA. Okay, so we're going to talk about Los Angeles voyages, 3-day voyages, okay, to 33 days. Now, I mentioned I'm flying out tomorrow to LA, love it. And I will be sailing and embarking Thursday, the 15th, on our beautiful Discovery Princess, which is ship number 15 in the fleet, was brought into the fleet 2 years ago, brand new, absolutely gorgeous vessel. And I was actually on the job just 1 week, and my first, 2 days into the job, I flew to LA and got to see the Discovery Princess. So she is a gorgeous ship. Again, 50 departures, Mexico, California coast, Hawaii, Panama Canal. On Discovery, Emerald, Grand, Majestic, Sapphire, and Caribbean Princess. So key drive markets, again, Southern Cal, Nevada, Arizona, and Utah. And from 3 days, I mean, can you imagine? These are perfect samplers. So you have some of those folks that are in this contemporary market and you want to know why choose Princess and put them in a premium cruise, start them out with that 3-day cruise. They will be loyalists for life. I guarantee it. Then we talk about San Francisco. So we sail year round. This is another one that I got to tell you, if you've never sailed from San Francisco, like New York City, it is epic with the Golden Gate Bridge experience. Same thing. Every time I sail out of San Francisco, it's just majestic. It's so gorgeous. I mean, the scenery, it is beautiful. It really is. And the fact that we're in San Francisco year round with 40 departures, doing Alaska's Inside Passage, Mexico, California coast, and Hawaii, again, on Crown and Ruby, 5 to 16 days. Key drive markets, obviously, California, Nevada, Arizona, but also Oregon. Absolutely gorgeous. And by the way, so just want to say, my heart broke on Super Bowl Sunday, right? My San Francisco team, they were so close. Purdy, he was almost there. What an incredible Super Bowl game, right? I think it's probably the best Super Bowl game I've seen in a long time. It was absolutely gorgeous. Overtime, so congrats. Obviously, Kansas City, Mahomes is a force to be reckoned with, but boy, San Francisco, what a great game, and what a great city. So congrats to even making it. My little Dolphins didn't make it, right? So let's talk about some of these LA and San Francisco voyages. So when you talk about LA, this is the traditional, we put this on the map, right? Mexican Riviera, Cabo San Lucas, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlan. Now, the 11-day sailing from San Francisco also include the port of Manzanillo. So if you've never been to, this is a perfect, iconic shot of Cabo San Lucas, right? Absolutely super fun. And we did announce last week, if you did not see it, that we will have another original cast of the Love Boat, minus Captain Stubing, who passed away a few years back. We will have this new Love Boat cruise sailing the traditional, original, iconic Mexican Riviera. So absolutely gorgeous, round trip LA. We really branded these, so we're very excited, and to do it with the Love Boat, the original Love Boat cruise, super excited. So if you have any followers of the show, of the Love Boat, perfect voyage to put them on. We do a lot of themed cruises, but that one we don't do every year. That's a unique experience, so I highly recommend it. San Francisco, we do all sorts of things. So we do the round trip LA as well when we do California coast, super exciting, on Discovery and Ruby. More short late nights in San Francisco and San Diego. And I actually recommend, whether it's LA or San Francisco, if you want to do some pre or post, because obviously in San Francisco, they can go to Napa, they can go to Sonoma. There's so much to do in San Francisco itself. Same thing with LA, dare I say. You can go to both time and time again and still have new experiences. So very excited. And then Hawaiian Islands. So this is interesting because it's a 16-day Hawaiian cruise. So similar to when we do those longer Panama Canals or longer Southern Caribbean voyages, I amortize the air, really critical. This is really for those who love days at sea, folks who don't like to fly. Maybe they want to just drive into San Francisco or into LA to do it on Grand or Ruby. More shore late night calls on every visit to Honolulu. So I've done this 16-day, but I am a collector of what I call sea days. You know, I think or at least my day in, day out life is so hectic, busy. It's nonstop, right? So one of the things I love, not only do I love voyages that are very beach oriented and relaxation oriented, but I also love sea days. To me, I wouldn't get off the ship if I didn't have to. That's why I love our transatlantic voyages as well. These 5 days are just pristine, absolutely great experience. And again, for those who do not want to fly, but they're in the area that they can drive into either LA or San Francisco, these are fantastic cruises. You know, we always do Ensenada because we have to return to Ensenada. It's the Jones Act. You have to go foreign before you come back. And of course, Honolulu, absolutely gorgeous. Hilo, Maui, Kauai. I mean, it's just gorgeous, right? This is a beautiful itinerary. And again, we do it round trip San Francisco and round trip LA. So I'm going to pause with Alaska because it was really interesting. I was torn when we were setting up this incredible webinar, because I know it's home port strategy and we want to stay with San Francisco, but I think you all know, you know, we really are the #1 cruise line in Alaska. That is what Princess, it's our #1 destination, and we've been voted best cruise line in Alaska. Thank you to all of you. I was there in December, the Reader's Choice Award in New York City, 20-time winner of Reader's Choice Award. So, and that's voted by all of you. So we are humbled. We do not take it for granted. We're constantly raising the bar, but we own Alaska. And so even though we're only doing the round trip San Francisco, remember, we don't just do inside passages. You name it, we serve it up. And the beauty of it is we own our lodges, the rail. So that experience is seamless through and through. Now, what I will tell you about Alaska, and this is obviously a beautiful shot of Glacier Bay National Park, right? Absolutely pristine. By the way, since I was talking about families, we carry more children in Alaska than any other cruise line, period. And we have such enrichment programs. So I got educated last week on this webinar, and Christina really did a great job talking about all the enrichment from, you know, puppies in the piazza to, you know, doing Best Chef and how they do all of these exciting excursions, and they're very, you know, pretty much geared towards different age groups. So Alaska is the destination that you can go 20 times, 30 times, go to the interior of Alaska if you need to. I mean, you are just scratching the surface. So much to do, great to create new, exciting itineraries for your clients. So you can serve up Alaska every year. It's absolutely beautiful. The round trip San Francisco is an 11-day inside passage. It has more leisurely days at sea. I love those days at sea, I think I mentioned, because Alaska also is very, very robust from an immersion perspective, and it's very, very active. You know, it's funny because the first time I went to Alaska, I had a preconceived notion that it's for retirees, like, oh, when you retire, you go on a cruise to Alaska and you sit on a little deck chair and you're covered by a cover. You have a hot toddy or a little hot cocoa. No way, absolutely not. It is such an active, adventurous destination. I mean, I love my Red Dog Saloon, right? But I think of, you know, when I do the helicopter excursions to the glaciers, I mean, there's so much to do in Alaska, right? But these, again, not only leisurely days, but it has Glacier Bay or Endicott Arm, right? So absolutely gorgeous. And select sailings include Prince Rupert, or Haines. So then again, beautiful itinerary and round trip from San Francisco. So that's the home port strategy. But before I shift off of that and talk about the excitement of our new ship, you know, I get this from all of you when I'm traveling. They're like, you know, when I joined 2 years ago, we had a complete restructuring of our sales team. So I called it a paradigm shift, right? We had to shift our view of how we work with our travel partners, because the business models aren't the same as they were in 2019, pre-pause, as I like to say, pre-coma. Post-coma, post-pause, you all have changed. Our industry has changed. The way you do business has changed. Your business models have changed. So it's not one size fits all, but one size fits one. So our sales team has pretty much been restructured to make sure that we are where you need us to be. So whatever your business model is, please count on us. But I get the question of who is a Princess Cruiser. So before I shift to Sun, because the sun does revolve around you, in 2024, we're going to continue to find ways to connect and attract really our core audiences. And we separate these really simple, and all of this demographic information is really through a lot of feedback, but a lot of research. So we have what we call the energetic adults, right? So these are, age 35 to 54, right? And we have all sorts of information if you need it on exactly, what their hobbies are, what their, what is the income, household income, all of the details that you want. But we really have 4 segments. So it's the energetic adults, active seniors, and this is where I go on the record saying 55 is not a senior, 55 is the new 25. I can guarantee it. And we talk about household interest and income, and they're very, very active. Some are retired, some are not, some are working active seniors. So just think about that when you're thinking Princess. Families with tweens or teens, and again, I talked about a little bit of our enrichment. And then multi-gen families. This is a bigger and bigger sector for us than ever before because of the ability with the medallion class experience. If you don't know that, it's the technology that allows us to take a ship, a premium ship with our size of guest occupancy, and create a personalized service experience. And we're going to talk about that. But let's talk about Sun, because both Sun and Star, by the way, she will set sail Sunday. Very exciting on her inaugural voyage. Sphere class, biggest ship that Fincantieri has ever built. Sun Princess, the all new, because this is the 3rd version, right? Super excited. You want to talk about exciting and new? By the way, that spot, and the reason I kick it off with the video spot is because those are our TV spots that are running right now. They've been running for Wave to really drive demand into your offices or for your clients to pick up the phone and call for a Princess Cruise, right? Love it. It talks about our brand experience. It shifts you, right? Because the first thing I thought of when we joined 2 years ago, and I did a lot of, questioning, right? I wanted to research and hear your feedback. One of the things they said is, it's kind of blah. We think of Princess as vanilla. And so we needed to raise the bar. And that's what Sun and Star do, but the entire fleet, we've raised the bar. So, what were we thinking about when we designed Sun Princess and Star Princess? Really, we were thinking about our clients. We really wanted to create a bold new venue, reimagine favorites, because that's another thing. We have a lot of loyalists that want the usual Princess experience. So you have to make sure we're not disenfranchising them, right? So they wanted all of that, but you know what it is? We're just reimagining these favorites, giving our clients, our guests, much more of what they want: sweeping views, amazing entertainment, incredible dining venues that we're going to talk about. The list goes on, right? So trust me when I tell you, you and your clients are going to feel the love on these vacation dreams come true, because it is the next generation of ship. And I like to say the sun really and fun does revolve around our clients. So I'll talk quickly about some of the, the features and the changing points, because folks want to talk about the dome. What does that mean? I always like to say, you're going to see the world in a whole new light. So what the dome is, it's a top deck glass enclosed dome, okay? So it's a multi-level and multi-purpose pool by day, okay? So think of Santorini. So when I think of the dome by day, I think of a Santorini experience in Greece, okay? So just think of pool by day, and then, which is, what you want to do. And then by night, I consider it South Beach, which is in my backyard. It has that, night feeling, featuring contemporary acrobatic performances. And we're going to talk about the shows created in partnerships with the renowned Cirque Eloise. And I don't really pronounce Eloise. I think it's more French, and I never get it right. What is it? It's really exclusively on Sun Princess. And there are 3 spectacular original contemporary circus performances. They're 20 to 30-minute shows. And if you've seen this, you know how it is. It's blending these circus arts with music, dance, technology, and theater. Think aerial hoops, aerial pole, bungee, the sire wheels, silks, contortions, so much more. I've been seeing the behind the scenes of all of the rehearsals, and this is going to be a game changer in that area. So we also look at the reimagined favorites. Again, we have such elite clients that love this brand. So we had to look at what do you do? How do you reimagine the theater, right? So we call it the Princess Arena. So we're just going deeper into our shows with a theater that puts our clients in the middle of the action. So changing into whatever form or format really best suits the performances. So you can even have theater in the round, right? So absolutely gorgeous. You can see there. I mean, when you think of technology and what we're taking this ship to the next level, absolutely gorgeous. Now, the piazza. The piazza. This is something I learned when I got here. I didn't realize the heritage of Princess. The piazza, that's Italian, right? We're the only one that's got, gelato that the whole Italian country has gone ahead and given us the okay. And if you've never had our pizza, that's truly authentic. But yeah, we have our heritage. Our officers are Italian. So the piazza is really, I want to call it the heart, right, of the vessel, the heart of the ship, where all of our guests come to really, feel the love. I always say you can board our ship and when you're in the piazza, you're in the embrace of the Princess brand. It's just exciting. What's unique about this is the 3 decks, right? So every time I've been on our ships, even on Discovery, you'll see it, even on Caribbean Princess, it is all about the piazza. Everybody hangs out there. So we had to show it a lot of love. People say a little, no, a lot. We filled it with a 3-deck high spherical window boasting ocean views in every direction. And this mammoth LED wall for real extra pizzazz. So you could just picture how cool this is going to be. It's just going to be a really fun place. And again, it keeps the usual, which is really important. We want to say with this ship, you're going to see the world in a whole new light, right? It's going to have more than ocean views in every direction, and it's really being immersed in the world around you like never before. So the piazza is a perfect place. Our piazza may have been inspired by little town squares of Europe, but the evolution of piazza is really out of this world. And then the mystery door. I love the mystery door because everybody's like, what's the mystery door? And it's funny because the engineer, so to speak, Richard Parker, he is at the shipyard now in Fincantieri with the gorgeous son. Talk about the mystery door. And I said, what does it mean? It's new, but what does it do? What does it bring? And I will tell you, so what it does is it opens up. And we announced this last year. We unveiled Spellbound by Magic Castle. So I don't know if you've ever been to Magic Castle in LA. So it's a collaboration with this famed Hollywood icon. And it's really meant to enchant guests aboard Sun when the ships debut. It's going to be gorgeous. Spellbound really is captivating, right? Because it's talking about a world of magic, the art of mixology. Just think of a speakeasy. And it just creates an extraordinary Victorian-inspired experience. So if you do not know Magic Castle in LA, you have to be a member, right? If you think it's Hollywood's exclusive Magic Castle, stars gather, legends have been born there, and magic has left audiences spellbound for decades. So just performances by world-class magicians handpicked from around the globe. It will really be fascinating because it's very intimate. And so look out for Spellbound. It's going to be a game changer. And we have that exclusive partnership. And then talking about restaurants, exclusive partnerships. In the middle, we announced this in December here in Miami at Art Basel Miami, Romero Brito. We did a huge PR event. We're going to have a restaurant on board called Love by Romero Brito. So Romero Brito is a Brazilian artist. I met him last June in Pebble Beach. He's amazing. He's whimsical, and so is his artwork. So what a perfect alignment, because love is in everything he does. So that is the newest. So of course we have Teppanyaki experience, Butcher's Block by Dario, Molly's Irish Pub, exactly what you imagine. When you think of a pub, what do you think of, right? Very cool, down to earth. That experience in and of itself, it's like going to your neighborhood pub and meeting with your friends and really just think about traditional Irish pub, serving up comfort food, toe-tapping entertainment, because it'll have entertainment as well, and cool, friendly banter. So consider it like a local hangout. And then the Catch by Rudy. So Rudy for years has been an amazing inspiration in the arena of dining. So just to give you some of the ideas, like, again, how do we bring the sum inside? So when you look at World Fresh Marketplace and the Promenade, you can sample food stations around the world. If you go outside to the Promenade, which is pictured here, really cool. You can take, pick award-winning pizza, the grill, ice cream, and the ocean views, which is what everybody wants to talk about. And then Park 19, as I start wrapping up, because I want to make sure I have time, Joe, for questions. Part 19 is new, right? And again, I don't want you to think that we're a company that's talking about just kids. We do carry a lot of families, so we had to, especially with these multi-gen families coming on board, we had to raise the bar on this experience as well. So really cool on this because this is kind of new. I'm afraid of heights, so you're not going to see me do this. But it's an adventure that's tops, right? So soar like a bird, just imagine 19 decks above the waves on the Seabreeze roller. So this roller glider, that's just what it is. It's really a taste of what you're going to find here, right? Because in the top deck, Park 19 is really a wonderland for kids, and adults as well. I call it kids of all ages because it's not just about the roller glider, by the way, which you control. So even I might have to try it out. You just get a different vantage point on the world below. You can lean against the infinite horizon tilt wall. You can slide down the coastal climb. And yeah, you can even just check out the lookout on deck 21, which really has the best views at sea. So that whole experience is new. So Sun Princess, can't wait to welcome her. We're right on the corner. She's got her first voyage this Sunday, the 18th, with lots of pomp and circumstance, doing obviously spring, summer, and the Med, gorgeous voyages. Then in 24, she will be here, as I mentioned, doing Eastern Western Caribbeans in the fall, starting in October out of Fort Lauderdale. And then again, we announced in 25 that the Sun is joined by her sister ship, Star Princess. So she will also do 25 fall Mediterranean to inaugurate. And then she will be here, again, out of Fort Lauderdale, doing Eastern and Western Caribbean winter voyages. So we're very excited about all of that. And then lastly, how do you make money? So I always say it pays to plus. And this is really, again, as a result of the research that we found, right? Everybody wants these three basic things. Just focus on the plus beverage, Wi-Fi. Everybody wants a beverage package, single device, gratuities, and it's just $60 per person per day. And there's a savings of 55%. That's why it pays to plus, and you get your commission up front. Premier is the next level, right? It's $80. Same thing, 65% savings. The three anchors, the Premier beverage package, so the plus is at $15. This is a higher per drink amount. Wi-Fi for 4 devices, gratuities, critical, and then all of the other stuff. People don't want to be wined and dined. So I also get folks that ask me, well, what about if they don't drink alcohol, right? It still pays to plus. So on the left is just an example of if they were to have just a specialty coffee in the morning, a latte or a flavored iced coffee, a bottle of water, a Red Bull energy drink, a mocktail, a soda, that's what they would be paying, right? And if you think of a la carte, what we're talking about, I mean, it is seriously, it is the reason it pays to plus. And what I want to say is, I'm going to give this a few seconds, Joe, so that everybody can bring the QR code, because we created a comparison sheet, right? Because every single bundle package and cruise fare packages do not compare on other cruise companies. They're not all created equal. Our Plus and Premier are the best in the industry, and I know because I've experienced it. So when you take Plus or Premier and someone is getting a drink at the bar, they're covered. Gratuities are covered. You don't get a bill for 15, 20% gratuity separate, $1.50, $1.75. None of that happens. It is inclusive. That is why it's turnkey, and I highly recommend that you're recommending this from the get-go to your clients, and you do get paid. You get paid your commission. And then obviously we do love CLIA. We love all of you. So we have our bonus commission offer for 24 bookings in Ocean View and above, or cruise or cruise tour 7 days or longer eligible as well. And we have a 1 day, by the way, and Joe was telling me for $50 bonus commission, it pays for your CLIA membership. So we're really excited. And then this entire organization of our incredible business development managers, there it is before you. These are our BDMs, our sales leadership team, and where they are, you can find it on OneSource. If you need to find who is it that represents me in my part of town, you can go in there on onesourcecruises.com and find your rep. And with that, I say thank you to all of you, wishing you an amazing, amazing love week, love month, love day. And Joe, if there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Carmen, thank you so much for a great presentation. A lot of our attendees are saying how excited they are about the different ports and the different itineraries. And of course, Sun Princess will be here very soon. So we unfortunately only do have 5 minutes, but the good thing is, Carmen, I'm going to send you all of the attendees' questions so that your team at Princess can reach out to them to answer any questions that we can't get to today. But just to kind of wrap up, if there is if there are a couple agents who are new to Princess or new to CLIA, could you let them know where they can go on Princess's site for any resources for their clients to show them all the information or videos or pictures that they can use when selling Princess?
Yeah, so great question. One-stop shopping on onesourcecruises.com. If they're not on One Source Cruises, okay, we actually have a princesspartners.com separate to One Source that they can get on. So princesspartners.com was created for those who've never sold our brand, haven't got into the Polar, our Polar platform and reservations, or been to One Source. They just kind of want to dibble dabble and see what we're about, what our training's about. They can go into princesspartners.com, which is great because it really gives them the opportunity to get more information. They can even figure out who their reps are, right? Because we post all of that as well. Now, if let's say they want to send us an email because they might have, I don't know, some issues and they want to get them, or they want to find out who it is. We do have a partner support email as well. It's called Partner Support. That's partner, P-A-R-T-N-E-R, support, singular, not plural, at princesscruises.com. So princesscruises.com. So partner support is one way via email, or you can visit princesspartners.com. That website is not tied into One Source Cruises. It is really the site that you can go to really learn more about us. We've got the assets in there, get to know our Princess brand and what we can do for you. Because at the end of the day, the word partnership is used very often. We truly want to be your partners in profit and give you all the assets, the tools that you need. You can access our seminars at sea, because we have seminars at sea. We have a thing called Love Fest that we do not launch it in February, folks. We launch it in March because we're about love year round. So I don't want to get caught up in just Valentine's Day and love in February. So we launch our Love Fest throughout the country, import events wherever our ships are. And we just did this home port strategy. So if you're in Boston, if you're in LA, if you're in Seattle, where are you? You can come and visit one of the, or in Fort Lauderdale, you can come and see one of the beautiful ships. And yes, we will have Sun Princess as part of the lineup when she comes in the fall. We do seminar at seas if you want to have educational seminars and join one of our incredible sales team members that are experts in the brand, so it becomes educational. So we have it all. And so definitely, if you're not on onesourcecruises.com, you can go to princesspartners.com or go ahead and send us an email. We're happy to connect you with your business development manager.
Thank you, Carmen. All of our attendees are expressing so much gratitude for the webinar that you've given us today. They will definitely be in contact with you because all of them are now asking for the email address for partner support again. So if you could just give us that email one more time, just so that they have it before we sign off.
So this is the support email, right? So this is where you can get exactly who you need. Okay, so it is partner, singular, support, partner support, like one word, at princesscruises.com. Partner support at princesscruises.com.
Thank you again, Carmen, for your time this afternoon. I know that CLIA is very grateful to have Princess as part of our global cruise line family, and I know the agents are very excited for everything coming this year, and we hope to see everybody on the next webinar and at Cruise 360.
Fabulous. Look forward to seeing you there, Joe. Everybody, carpe diem, seize the day, and have an amazing, amazing selling week. Thanks for your support.
Have a great day. Take care. Bye.